The Antichrist was born from the blackest depths of men's hearts. After a storm at sea, a military ship finds the wreckage of a boat in the open sea. Only one survivor, a beautiful young woman. The sailors take her in, but the pride and perversion in their hearts make them lust for her. Chaos ensues. The men begin to shout and attack each other, and some even end up dead. The blame is placed on the young woman, suspected of having bewitched the sailors. For an entire night they punish her, subjecting her to the worst tortures. The next day, her barely alive body was thrown into the sea. Her last moments, bathed in suffering and fear, arouse a dark anger in the heart of the young woman. She is pregnant, and the fruit of her womb is the Antichrist. He is born in the depths of the ocean, and with him is born Armaggedon, the last apocalypse of men. While Christ is born of the love of God, the Antichrist is born of the cruelty of man. The Armaggedon is here, and the end of all life on earth is coming closer. The first sign manifests itself in the form of hundreds of thousands of sea creatures washing up dead on all the beaches of the world. It doesn't take long for the Convent of Canaan to figure out what is going on. The convent is a secret religious organization who has been protecting Earth from demonic creatures since the beginning of times. But this is something even they aren't prepared for. They send their agents to roam the Earth and investigate the various plagues that are beginning to befall mankind. Soon, they organize an assembly of their highest members, cardinals, archbishops, and even the Pope himself, in secret to decide of their course of action. Young Sister Louise, one of the combat nuns of the convent, is of course not part of the congregation, and has come to this secret place only as a bodyguard. But after a very strange dream, she can't help but discreetly leave her room and go to spy on the very secret assembly. What she hears goes beyond anything she could have imagined. The convent does not wish to stop the Antichrist, but to protect him. Indeed, according to the Bible, his arrival was inevitable and signifies the end of humanity. This prophecy is the word of God, and therefore is his will. The convent must therefore respect the divine will and let the arrival of the Antichrist precipitate the end of all life on earth. Hearing this, Louise is horrified, but she has no time to react as she is spotted by a pair of priests, and the congregation now knows they have been spied on. Louise is forced to flee, chased by the members of her own order. She manages to escape, but is now alone. It is now impossible for her to return to the convent. Otherwise, she would surely be imprisoned or executed. This is the start of her journey, as she chooses to sacrifice whatever days she has left to stop the Antichrist and to save all of mankind from a grisly end. Because if she can't do it, then no one else will.